Welcome to the unit that will demonstrate how to set up quotes using Canva. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to log in to Canva. You can see that in the tasks below on this Google slide when you log in. So we're going to be creating quotes using the Instagram format because you're going to be adding them to the squares on this slideshow. So they need to be a square. So with that said, you could go ahead and type in Instagram to get a template, and these are the templates you can choose from. If you were to choose a template, you would have to come in and customize everything. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do it from scratch. So to do it from scratch, you would choose Create a Design in the upper right corner, and then you're going to come down and do Instagram Post. As you can see, it's 1080 by 1080, which is a square. You need to then have a quote. Now again, if you were to add something like this, drag it over as the template, you come in and change the quotes and then who wrote it and then change the image to match the quote. But again, I'm going to do it from scratch. So I'm going to find a quote. So if you look at the directions page, there's several sites to choose from. So see which sites you want to explore. Maybe visit every site and pick some quotes that inspire you. So I'll go ahead and click on this one and look for a quote. So here is a site I'm using on being grateful, and I found one by JFK, but I do want to point out, do not take the really long quotes to add. You want it to be short and sweet. So I will go ahead and select the quote and the name, and I will right click and choose copy. I will go back to Canva, and I'm going to choose the text option over on the left. I will choose Add Heading, and I'm going to do Control V or right click and choose Paste. Now obviously I need to change this. So I'm going to go ahead and take John F. Kennedy. I'm going to right click and cut, and I'm going to go ahead and backspace. And I'm going to choose Add a Subheading, and I will right click and choose Paste. I want them to be two separate font schemes because it looks more interesting. If you look at my examples, you can see what I've done. And I'm pretty consistent with how I'm setting this up. I'm using different fonts for the quote and for the name. So with that said, I will return. I'm going to go ahead and drag this in a tad and center it. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to left align it. As you can see, if I click on this a few times, it does different alignments. I want left alignment, and I'm going to go ahead and explore the font options by clicking up here and choosing a font. So I like this font. I will go ahead and go up to the top and I will click on the minus sign to make it a little smaller. You do want the font to be a decent size. I don't want it to take up the entire image. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and drag this up. I'm going to go ahead and move this over. I'm going to left align this one as well. I will move this up, and I will of course change the font. I really enjoy having more of a cursive font for the name, so I'll come up here. You can come in this area and click down in the search window and choose handwriting. That's what I've been doing to make mine. So I'll choose apricots. If you need to make it larger, you can. I personally do not have the name larger than the quote. So this looks really good. Now I just need an image to complement this quote. So I'm going over here on the left. I'm going to choose more because I want to choose the photo option. And there's the photos. And I will go ahead and type thankful as a possible image to see if I can find an image that shows someone being thankful. So I went ahead and changed the search to appreciate, and I came across this image. So I'm going to drag it out, and that looks really good. If you need to change the font to have more contrast, you can do that. But in this case, I'm going to click on the image and go up here, and I'm going to have it fade a little so that the text pops out and it's easy to read. So this is fabulous. I am now done. Before I download, I wanted to give another tip while creating your quotes. So if I drag this image out for this quote, notice how the image is not centered. I'm going to double click, and I can use the arrow keys of my keyboard, and I could move it over to center it better on the page. That's just a little tip that you might want to use when you're creating your quotes. I'm going to choose download in the upper right corner, leave the default as a PNG, and choose download. This image is now in my downloads folder so that I can add it to my unit. So if you want, you can transfer that image from your downloads to your desktop folder for organization, or you can go straight to your project, locate a slide, click on the image placeholder, replace image, upload from computer, And there it is in the Downloads folder. Go ahead and double click on it to replace it. If you need to, you might double click on it and move it down a little if the text is cut off. Make sure you don't go so far that it no longer fills that frame. This concludes the session on how to create a quote using Canva. Until next time, you have a wonderful day.